Hello and welcome back to the garden. It has been quite some time since we've actually talked, or I've toured you guys around the garden. We are currently in mid-spring. There were a ton of flowers in early spring as well as winter time, which I did really enjoy. But now, as you can see behind me, there's a lot of greenery that's pretty much drifting all the way out throughout the entire garden. We do have a few flowers, as you can see here, that I do enjoy. And I had a few spring ephemerals that were new to the garden that really brought me some joy, like the erythroniums, which are now going to seed. But let me take you guys around the garden to show you guys what's going on. Okay, guys, I decided to bring you guys right below the Vitifolium Japanese maple tree. This is one of my favorites. It has a pretty nice sized leaf, which does have beautiful displays for the fall and whatnot seasons. I really had to get down here to show you guys a bit more just because it's so low to the ground. But here in the garden, there is so many plants that just carpet the ground in a way to show off a lot of chartreuse greens, dark greens, and lovely flowers in between. But there are the flowers that have faded. These used to be snowdrops, as well as a lovely set of crocus here in this area. But now, let's see if I'm still in screen or in view, but this here is a jack-in-a-pulpit that has just come up. Okay, I had to bring you guys in closer, but the flowers, or not the flowers, but the plants are really quite lovely. So you can see the matting of this lovely sedum. I don't even know what the name is of it because it volunteered itself here in the garden. And then if you look over here, I do have, I believe this is a saxifrage, which is growing in that area. And then get a load of the ferns in the background. Just look at how the light glimmers or glimmers over it as the day goes past. So, and as I was showing you guys in the earlier footage, these are the strap-like growth of the snowdrops that have left us from the earlier season. And I have a trillium here that has yet to flower. Then by the by, this right here is like a Dr. Seuss-like plant. Isn't that unique? It's called Sodinella, I believe, and it produces either pinks, purples, or even white flowers. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys just so happen to be Japanese maple lovers, and this is the chameleon maple that we planted, I want to say now 2 years in ground. If not one, I can't remember anymore. But I think I have a tag somewhere. I have to find it. Yes. It says we planted this in 2024. And again, it's the chameleon maple, so it starts out this lovely red color. But anyhow, down below it, there are like little hydrangeas. We have some epimedium down below, kind of carpeting the ground and whatnot. And then the fritillaria here, these guys are just about done and going to seed. By the way, my neighbors are all out doing a lot of lawn care, so if you hear it in the background, that's what we got. And check this out here. I thought something gnarly was going on here, but these are insects. Let's see if I can get this to focus in, but can you see them? They're aphids being protected by a ton of ants. And the reason for that is because I did prune the tree. This is an alpine tree, or Elassiocarpa. Life surely is strange, is it not? I want to get a picture of these guys. Moving on from the creepy crawlies, I did want to show you guys the seed heads on these erythronium. I've been taking a lot of photos as of recently, and I'll show you what the erythroniums really look like. But the seed heads, I just can't wait till they're right, because this will allow me to really spread these guys around the garden. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time in this area, so we'll go ahead and move on, but this is just a last little look, which the lambs there really are shining with the little bit of sun that they are getting. By the way, I really think it is bug mating season. There's so many bugs out as of late. They're all over this Japanese maple tree, and I believe they're doing the mating season. Okay, I'm gonna crouch down for this one here, but down below here, this is or technically we're right next to my Cascade Japanese maple tree, which I think was identified improperly because it doesn't really look like a Cascade Japanese maple tree, but it's beautiful the way I've pruned it. It was a very small little baby Japanese maple tree when I first got it, and I spent a lot of time working on it. So these are the results. I do need to trim back a few died back branches, but down below this Japanese maple tree, I do have a assortment of plants like hepatica. I've got deer fern, some more erythroniums, and I believe cyclamen and a autumn fern. Here's a bit of a closer look at the hepatica, which I did plant in ground as of last year, but it's really started to boost itself up. Oh, and back there, that's a Dutchman breechman, which I did put in ground as well last year. Can't wait for those to kind of spread out a bit more. And then you get your, what I would call the erythroniums that haven't really flowered this year, at least in this area. And then behind it, the deer fern. Can you tell that the Japanese maple tree Katsura has been doing absolutely fantastic? In fact, early on in the season, it was more on the yellow side, but now it's really just flushed out its green, which is amazing. I love it. In the background there, you can probably see a ton of lilies starting to come up. They'll flower soon, and I think they have the lily bug on them. I believe that's the lily bug. I do need to start getting these guys and dunking them in some soap water so we can get these guys in control. I already see one there, see another, and then I believe I just saw one somewhere in the crevice of this plant here. We were doing so fine and never really had this issue, but eventually, I guess the bugs do find you, one way or another. Is that not glorious? Like, look at that. It's just a beautiful scene. So we have the heuchera, which are the orangish colors that you can see, and then the flowering buds or ranunculus that are just beginning to flower. In fact, I'll bring you to one that, I thought there was a bug underneath it. No. But this is just around ready to pop. Let's see if we can get a better, closer view here. Just look at that. And here's a better look at the heuchera. Now, I don't remember the name of this one, but it's very pretty with the lovely veinings, as you can see, which come on both of them. So look at that. Lovely. Look at that. There's a mayapple or a podophyllum right here. This is a glorious one. And then a bigger one here that are inside the grass. I think that's liriope grass that I did not cut back. I got a little bit lazy this year, so I left it to do its thing. And hopefully it doesn't look too terrible by the time summer comes around. The insects are actually pretty cute. This one's carrying a piece of grass. I love it. I just love seeing the bugs do their thing. But let's move on to some more plants. Way in the background, I don't know if you can see it, but the greenery, that's a mayapple. I've gotten into mayapples as of recently, and I have a few nice photos of them. Some that turn out red, some that turn out oranges in colors, and maybe even some striking yellow colors as well that you can get with the mayapples or podophyllums. I believe that's the actual term or name you would call them. And just to really show you guys that not everything is lovely here in the garden, As you can see, the daffodils have really just flopped over. They've done their thing. They've flowered beautifully over the late winter into early spring months, but now they're really done doing their display and they're ready to die off. So you can see they've really flattened. But nothing's going to stop the heuchera from below it from coming up. As you can see, it's going to flower through the daffodils. Because I know you guys love your trees, the Japanese maple tree in the background there is I believe Tamukeyama, which, if I have the definition right, it's probably something along the lines of mountain maple, possibly, I think. Then above me, another Japanese maple tree by the name of Flamethrower. No, not Flamethrower. It's First Flame, I believe, if I'm correct. But it has lovely orange foliage as the spring first progresses, and then it eventually goes to green like you see now. There's probably just a little bit of hints of red left, as you can see the red borders along it. I, in my opinion, think some of the Japanese maple trees that do this kind of cupped finger-like look when they first leaf out are absolutely amazing and stunning because, look at that. So when it leaves out, it does this thing. It cups down. This is called Tana, by the way, but it cups down and it gives you this really just odd look. I don't know, maybe odd, maybe just pretty. It's hard to explain. In fact, Tana does have a little bit of a red border around the tips of the foliage, so that's probably some interest as well to see. Similar to that of Sumagaki, which I do have one of those here in the garden. This is a selection that I got from Mr. Maple, and you really have to kind of like keep an eye out for some of their selections because they're gone just like that as soon as they come out. Ooh, can you see in the background there the lovely, lovely red air fern? So this is a lady fern. Hard to like really show it off, but the stems are kind of on the red side and it's lovely. This is a deciduous fern, so it does fade back over the winter months and you don't get to see it till the following spring. And the goal here with many of the plants was to kind of really just add interest and let things seed along on their own. So I have some Beesia, I've got some more Hepatica, a few woodland anemones, and some cyclamen. Just missed this. So this is one of the woodland anemones. And isn't she pretty? Like, look at that little thing here. Such delicate flowers for woodland anemones. And they will spread, just give them some time. Okay, I had to show you guys this because I just turned around. This is the first columbine to ever flower here in the garden. It's a yellow. I wasn't expecting yellow. These were planted as seeds, and you kind of never know what you're going to get when you start them from seed. I'm going to get a picture of this just so that we can show you how lovely this thing looks. Can you see this here? This is a Fritillaria persica. I believe we started these maybe some years ago, maybe a couple years now. I think I did a video on it. But we have Fritillaria up to the nose here in the garden. These have just faded back. As you can see, they're ready to either sit seed or just die back to the ground here soon. But they did show off a very glorious display of these gothic-like flowers. I did get a picture of it. I'll put it on the screen so you can see it. But it was glorious. Next to this other Fritillaria, you can see some hostas, but this Fritillaria was also glorious too. It was called Radiata, I think. Radiata, possibly. If I got it wrong, I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, I think these guys die back very glorious, like... Oh, there's a helicopter above me. Hopefully that's not too loud. By the way, I'm very nervous about stepping in this area just because there are trilliums. So, sets of 3, 1, 2, 3, trillium, which have a mottled leaf, and I have one that's in flower, if I be careful. It's right here. Very pretty thing. You can see the flowers. also sits at 3. Everything in 3, maybe not the stem though, but everything in 3s. Petal, petal, petal. Maybe the possibly stamens in there too. If you look inside, this set of 3. Okay, right now I am right below my redbud or flamethrower redbud Japanese maple tree, which has some pretty interesting plants down below it. It's a little difficult to see, but there's these little mouse tail-like flowers down below it that do kind of sit seed and spread around. Take some time though. Right, we're getting to see a little bit more woodland anemones, which these are the doubles, and I love the doubles. Beyond the anemones and the golden ferns, we have more trillium, which this one was in all white until it decided to go to colors of pink as it decides it's almost done with its flowering. Matter of fact, I think I learned something about trilliums, or certain trilliums. I believe once they're pollinated, they go to another color, and this way the bugs are able to tell which one's been pollinated, and they can move on to the next. I would be a little bit rude if I didn't show you guys the redbud tree, because it is in flower, and you can see just how lovely it shines in the sunlight. Quite glorious. I love that redbuds will produce flowers all the way along their branches. This particular redbud tree will leaf out colors of reds, oranges, and apricots, as it is the flamethrower redbud. This particular redbud is placed nearby a varietous Japanese maple tree, as you can kind of see there in the background. And then there are some foxgloves that are coming up in and out of the area. Not sure what the colors will be until they actually flower. I had to stop here and show you guys this maiden fern, but look at it. Lovely branching, which does have a purple-like stem. It's pretty, or purple-like bluish stem. Very pretty though. Down below that, I have to show you this one before I move on to the next area. But we have so many hellebores here in the garden, and this one still has a little bit of color to its flower. Can't remember the variety, but it is glorious to see. So I won't show you guys everything because there's so many areas here in the garden and some that are under development. But there are so many plants. You can see all the hellebores there. This is just a planting of ferns, hellebore, and maybe we have a oak leaf hydrangea in the background there. And then for a ground cover, I do have some living plants. I'm trying to think of the name, but it's oxalis. No, not oxalis. Redwood sorrel. That's what it is. And they'll fold and bend based on the light and rainy conditions, or not rainy conditions, or sunlight conditions, or it just depends. And now we do have some ugly areas. This is where I keep my garlic, which look very healthy. They've gotten some thick stems on them. They'll be ready maybe in a matter of weeks, just because I believe you're supposed to harvest them once a set of 3 of the foliages or layers die back. So we're already on 1 layer dying back, the 2nd layer, and then the 3rd layer. You can go up to 3rd layer before harvesting, but I usually do around maybe 2 layers and maybe halfway of dieback on the 3rd. Not sure if I messed up here on this planting, but I thought I put 1 per section, but it looks like there's like 3 there. I'm not sure if the bulb just split, because there's like 2 of those that are just sets of 3. Weird. And then 1 back there that's a set of 2. I decided for this current area to put down this moss just to kind of cover the ground a little bit. It's going to take some time, but it's right below my, what do you call this? Korobuyama Japanese maple tree, which is lovely. But planted around it, if you can see, I have a lovely, lovely blonda, I believe, anemone blonda. This is the bulb form of anemone, and these guys are going to seed. You can see that. Yeah, let's see, much better. The little seeds. Guys, I believe if you let things seed around, they'll become a lot more natural here in the garden. And, you know, letting things seed naturally just places itself where it should be placed. And then it doesn't look like you did it on your own. You can see some of the crocus that are going to be dying back. Eventually these will flop over. Now, I may be a little bit of a shameful gardener at this point because I do have onions placed nearby cochicum, and cochicum is a typical plant that some people do get mixed up with onions, but I can easily tell the difference. Look at that. This is way different, in my opinion, from this here, but if you dig up the bulbs may look a little bit similar to onions, and then that's how you can end up, you know, poisoned, because these guys are very, very toxic. They'll shut down all sorts of kidneys and organs and whatnot. I forgot a columbine here. Right now we are right underneath the Japanese maple tree Ichijioji. And then over there, I have a hemlock. It's a dwarf hemlock. Keep that pruned and nice and shaped. It's kind of like very fun to place things and dart things around. I've got some hepatica here. I believe those are the pinks. Some anemones, some dyed back, what I call tulips. And those are woodland tulips, which woodland tulips will kind of guide themselves around the garden. And then new to the garden, let's see if I can find a better one. This is what I call the Pacific Bleeding Heart. So my goal is to get it naturalized beneath the Ichijioji Japanese maple tree. And that would be so cool to see here in this area. By the way, Pacific Bleeding Heart is actually native to my area because I am in Washington. So this is a native plant. It's not as showy as that of the Asian cultivar, but I love it because it looks so natural. Okay, don't mind the lawnmower in the background. I did just get done mowing the lawn, but as you can tell, this is meant to be a woodland garden of some sorts, kind of a dappled lighting shade garden. At least that's what the plan is. But I did add in several different types of wood ferns and all sorts of tassel ferns and whatnot. So I'm in the process of creating this flagway pathway. It's not really done because I have to take the flags up, put down some rocks to kind of level it out. But I already kind of planted around the crevices with some anemones, which are the woodland anemones that I want to kind of spread in this area, which have some delicate flowers, as you can see. By the way, guys, if you didn't know before, I've been trying to make a pathway. So I actually built these steps myself, because instead of having a slope, now it's kind of an easy, gradual, downward way, and I can plant the downward spot or the downward steps. So as you can see, I did with the hyacinth and whatnot. And then in the other corner, you can probably see some Dutchman breeches, as well as the hyacinth, which I do want to put some rockery here. That'd be cool. Similar to how I've added rockery in this area, where the, I believe, Pacific Bleeding Hearts are going to be lying. And you can see my daffodils, they don't look too hot as these pretty things. I wish, maybe I do have a photo of it, but it was so pretty. It had first turned out yellow, then turned orange, but it was so dashing. I loved it. See, that slope too. Wow. You know what? Let me bring you in closer. These are the crocus greens. They've just flattened. All right, can you see just how glorious these anemones are? I started these this year, and they did flower. They close at night whenever they're not in bloom, or if it rains, but it's so pretty. Okay, I moved over to this other area here, but I'm gonna end the video in this section here after I show you guys a few plants. I do have tulips. I've got some hellebores, epimedium. There's so many plants down here. Matter of fact, let me bring you guys in close. So for reference, we are right beneath a Kihakajo Japanese maple tree, kind of a newly-ish planted area. I did add some hellebores down here, as you can see, mini hellebores. And we've got a couple of hostas from what I can tell. I know I've added all sorts of spring ephemerals too. Look at that lovely, lovely yellow hosta. And we've got the mosses that I kind of darted in about the plants just to kind of give it some nice green texture. Hopefully it kind of mats itself out either this year or the next year. So the hosta, I believe the hosta is curly fries. And then we have, I'm not even sure the different varieties of hellebores, but there's just so many. We have the fritillaria here in this area as well, as you can see, which are currently going to seed. Okay, so I'll end the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the little bit of a walk or garden, showing that I was able to provide. That's one of my dogs barking in the background. But again, very proud of these steps, very proud of the garden, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.